you, Arya. Pranam Swamiji and distinguished guests, and Hariom, everyone. First, let me set the scene for you. Imagine that you are about to attempt the final question of a certain popular game show. The host then reads the question. The category is fun things to do on a Sunday morning. This worldwide organization's mission statement is to provide maximum happiness for maximum people for the maximum amount of time. Of course, the answer immediately flashes in your mind. You write down, what is Balavihar? and then, of course, you get it right, and you win the $125,000 you can now use to pay off all your student loans. Now, all of you are probably familiar with that format. Of course, it's Jeopardy! And the reason I use Jeopardy! In this example is because I truly admire watching the show and just respect how long it's been going on now. When I was a kid, I really just loved knowledge and just reading everything I could and telling my parents about it, which they probably didn't care for in the end of the day. They didn't care what the Trans-Siberian Railroad was or anything like that. But I would just read almanacs and lists and books, which is full of lists of just random things, and I just really loved that. And I first watched Jeopardy! About 10 years ago when I came home from school, and I really, right away, I really admired, of its format. You could win money by exhibiting all your general knowledge, and I thought that was just beautiful. And at the same time, my parents enrolled me in Balavihar, to which I had the exact opposite reaction. I thought, this is such a waste of time. What kind of parent would send their kid to a place and, take away their valuable time of watching Tom and Jerry and playing with their toys? It's dumb. But like most good things, I started to realize that Balavihar was, in fact, pretty cool. And started to realize the similarities between Balavihar and Jeopardy! For one thing, both of them are pretty established organizations or institutions that are always set at a similar time, so I can always work around them, which is very convenient. As I reached higher and higher levels of schooling, the amount of homework and stress would pile up, and I could always count on watching Jeopardy! Even though for that half hour, I was free of all the stress in the crazy world that I had. Same thing with Balavihar. I could come every Sunday for 2 hours and just talk to Bharati Auntie and Srinivas Uncle about just random things that I thought were pretty random, but at the end of the day were actually pretty important. I also loved how the host of Jeopardy!, Alex Trebek, was someone you could easily identify with and relate to, if only for half an hour. And he seemed to truly love his job of hosting the show, and did so for the interest he had for knowledge itself. Likewise, the teachers here at Balavihar exhibit the same characteristic, willingly volunteering their time for the amount of passion they have towards their students and the values that we learn in class, so they too could also learn. As I got to high school, I began to participate in Scholastic Bowl, a team-based version of Jeopardy! That, like the show, was highly entertaining to do. And I realized a similarity there as well. That even though we may all have certain interests or likes, we all enjoy doing it because it provides us with an amount of happiness and just pleasure. Same with Balavihar. You can come here every Sunday, and no matter what you have in your life, you can always just be happy here and peaceful. All of us have ups and downs in life, no matter what activities you do, but we still do it because we can simplify things in our lives, if only for a moment, just like Balavihar. But the most amazing similarity between the two is that you can always learn something by just being present. Balavihar takes this to an even more profound level, in that you can take what you learn on that Sunday and apply it to any part of your own life. It could be one lesson from a story, or one concept that the teachers explain in class, and you could just put it in your life and make it just that more positive, which we all want. So that, I feel, is the true beauty of this mission and the scriptures that we read, and of Hinduism as a whole. It is a thinking institution that we can all be a part of. There is no right or wrong, it's just a discussion of values. So, while knowing that Edmund Hillary was the first man to climb Everest, or that the national bird of New Zealand is the kiwi, those are both great for your local pub quiz. The values we learned here at Balavihar, the idea of being mindful of yourself and learning not to focus on the external desires, takes us farther in life than any time spent reading about world capitals or country flags. So as I now move on to college next fall, I can look back to the values I learned here at Balavihar as a source of positivity to take a step back in my life and appreciate the beautiful world around me. And that I can feel most meaningful, and that I feel is the most meaningful type of knowledge that we can acquire. Hari Om and thank you.